Hey there, y'all. This is Jack. Today we're discussing Kagurabachi chapter 25 deal. Cheeto man. Yeah, he gave up his sword to save a new friend. And honestly, Akuri pretty good on Cheeto for thinking that far ahead. Again, I love it when my characters are smart and Cheeto being level-headed. But he it did get the best of him in the last chapter when Shiba told Cheeto, hey, come on, we gotta get out of here, and Cheeto was like, nah, we ain't leaving yet. So that's cool and everything. But it did bite him back. But then later on, he made a terrible decision into actually a good decision. I We'll discuss what it could possibly be, and oh my, that Kagurabai hate they're gonna hate Cheeto boy. Now they're gonna have to bid on two swords. But let's just dive right into the review. Shall we? Let's just go for it. All right, and yeah, y'all know the deal, right? If you like content like this, please consider subscribing. I appreciate it. If not, well, hopefully I'm still able to entertain y'all. All right, let's jump right in. All right. So we got this first panel with Hanao looking over at Hakari, and we see in the background Shiba and Soya just falling down. And Soya's just shouting Hakuri, and that was funny. I'm like, I got a good laugh out of that. And we do get a Shiba fight. Yes, it's short, but I'll take what I can get. As Shiba, as he's falling with Soya, he says, "Here he comes, the renowned Zazumai family technique. They can create and command shock waves." Very interesting. I didn't expect that, but very interesting. We do see how powerful it is because Soya uses shockwaves to propel himself towards Shiba. Shiba obviously dodges out of the way. Looks like he's like, I don't know. This line right here looks like he just moved incredibly fast and didn't just teleport. I'm not sure, to be honest. I'd assume he just moved incredibly fast. He's like Minato of the series, right? Just moving incredibly fast, teleporting. And Shiba thinks, that he got him figured out. But of course, Soya immediately just turns around. She was like, okay, yeah, this guy's fast. He has fast reaction. He dodges, blows a part of the building, just makes it comes crumbling down. As Shiba realizes, okay, yeah, this guy's pretty dangerous. I gotta figure out what do I want to do. Do I want to continue to try taking him on here and now? Or should I go back to Cheeto so that way we both could team up on these guys? So it'll be 4v1. Interesting decision Shiba is coming to. Very, very quick thinking. The same with Cheeto, because Cheeto's fighting with the other Azumaki clans. And as he's fighting them, he's breaking their weapons and they're just shouting out, hey, father, can you come help us out? Talking to Korea. And as they're doing that, yeah, Cheeto's just wondering, like, okay, yeah, these guys just keep replenishing their swords. I just, he's got to keep fighting them, And it does seem like Cheeto is eventually getting the better of them, slowly but surely. And then we got Korea just kind of sitting down nonchalantly, just thinking to himself, like thinking, how in the world were they able to get in? How were they able to, figure out, all this information? How were they able to do that? And as he's thinking to himself, yeah, right there, again, Cheeto just continues to break the blades, and they ask for a stronger blade. They get it, and then right there, Cheeto's about to clash with one of them, but they fire a shockwave right Cheeto to stop his momentum. And right when it looks like Cheeto's about to get gained up on, Shiba arrives just in time, teleporting Soya right there, right where they're all about to hit. And it seems like, yeah, Soya and another one, they just hit each other with their shockwaves. And good old swag, she was like, hey, how's my timing? And she was like, perfect. I love those guys' chemistry. It's so freaking cool. This guy's like Shiba's taking like the role model of like kind of like a father figure to Cheeto, just keeping an eye on Cheeto, making sure he's safe and everything. I like that a lot between these two. Like she was kind of like the new father for Cheeto, and Cheeto was kind of like he knows he can rely on this guy because this guy was best friends with his father, and now he's looking after Cheeto ever since, I assume, since Cheeto lost his father, right? Because we saw Shiba, turn up to when Cheeto's father's death was killed, and yeah, again, very good stuff here. And then we get some of them, just saying like some of the Azumaki clan just saying, like, what in the world are you doing here? So yeah, weren't you off? And yeah, so you're like, yeah, I was there. I always had Hakari in my grasp, and then Kurido's like, hold on a sec. I get it. So that's how they're able to do it, which is good on Hakari, man. Or not Hakari, Korea, sorry. As he summons Hakari right there, and everyone's surprised. And yeah, Koryo essentially says, yeah, when all of my children are born, they have a seal or they have a enchantment placed on them that they're part of my property. They're part of my inventory, so I can summon them whenever I want. That's how I was able to summon the other guards to come fight you. Smart. I gotta give it to him. Very, very freaking smart here. And he holds his sword down to his own son as Sakura is just on the ground, just watching, And Shiba just tries to pull a bluff, which good on him. It doesn't work, but good on him, saying like, hey, we really don't know that guy. We already got all the information we could out of him. So Korea, yeah, your plan's not gonna work. And I feel bad for Shiva and Korea Hakari because she was in his mind thinking, come on, Korea man, just know this is a bluff, man. This is a bluff. We don't intend to let you die here. But of course, yeah, as I said, Korea Kiora figures out, he's like, yeah, I obviously know this is a trap. And you see my hand trembling? It was trembling. This is not because I'm sad or I'm hesitating. No, I'm angry with my son that he's useless to me. He's even worse than useless. He's like a pathetic, insignificant thing. And right before he could, kill his own son, Cheeto sheathes his sword. He's like, all right, we surrender. And wow, I was so like I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. As Hakuri just watches, just in disbelief as Cheeto says, "That guy saved me," and Hakari's eyes just kind of light up. Just like he's so grateful for Cheeto for saving his life a second time. And then Kurari just says, "In that case, show me what he's worth to you." And then we cut back to Hanao. She's saying, "Oh, you're here. Welcome back." And she just sees Shiba, Shihiro, Hikari just sitting there together with Char looking after Cheeto. That's cute. As Hikari just says, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Then we cut to Kagurabachi headquarters as we get the head Kagurabachi just watching, getting a paper with a very disturbed look on his face because the Kizumachi clan has Cheeto's sword. And right there, Koura's like, this is going to be the greatest event in history. I can see why he thinks that, and honestly, it's leading that way, but we'll see, right? As Kari says, I'm sorry, you took your special sword. I'm so sorry about that. And Shiva says, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought that guy back here. And Cheeto says, no, I was glad you showed up. If anyone's to blame, it's me for choosing to stay. Respect for Cheeto for taking responsibility. As he continues, and actually, it's nobody's fault. I'm glad things went expected as I planned. And Shiva says, don't tell me your plan was to give up Inten. As Cheeto says, yes. As we see water dripping out of his sword Inten, as Cheeto says, nothing has gone wrong. End of chapter. Holy cow. Holy freak. Oh man, this was a good chapter. Man, this was a good chapter. I'm trying to figure out like if I had to rate this chapter, I would say okay, the only bad thing I really have to say about it, like this is literally the only thing, is Kiora just strolls right into the garden where Cheeto and his children are fighting Cheeto. He just sits down on a porch, just thinking to himself. I get Cheeto's not gonna go for him, well, obviously because he's not fighting, and also his children are protecting him. So two reasons there, but I would have preferred it if he stayed in his office, pulled up the chair and just watched from there. That way he's kind of staying out of the he's obviously out of the fight, but just kind of staying out there, not to be engaged, but that's just the way things are sometimes. But yeah, overall, I'll give this chapter an 8 out of 10. Really, really solid, really, really good. And again, the villain is very intelligent. Cheeto made a mistake, but he capitalized on it, and he's turning it into a win. So yeah, good stuff to go all around right here for Kagurabachi. And my predictions are they're gonna have to go with the auction, and they're gonna have to see how things play out. They're gonna have to see what they could do, try to find the actual hidden inventory, because it has to be a place, right? It can't just be in its own little pocket dimension, right? But I could be wrong. But anyway, that concludes my review. If you guys listened this far, I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day and take care.